Let's see, what's on the YouTube this morning? Oh, Jesus! Oh!
Ze.
How did I end up in North Dakota? I've never been to North Dakota before.
Sam, this is purgatory. You're here because you're dying. You need to face the past if you want to live. Here's you from the past.
Nice blue shirt. You know, there's already a guy on YouTube that does that. Wears blue shirts. It's probably better. What, he doesn't talk at all? No talk, nothing. Subtitles, none?
He never had any live segments.
So what you are telling me, as this is a past version of myself that cannot talk, I know what this is. This is Sonic Generations. This is the plot to Sonic Generations. Fuck you.
Sonic the Hedgehog is a franchise that's controversial for some of the worst reasons, whether it be flip-flop quality in its games or its fan base. It used to be a hit game back when it first dashed onto the scene for the Genesis. That's because the central idea for Sonic was fucking brilliant, and not because it's a platformer. Because as you might know, the market back in the Genesis SNES days could get a bit saturated with it. Like Kid Cool. Like, sorry Jimmy, your mom doesn't love you. She got you Kid Cool for Christmas. But don't worry about it, your dad will be back from the store one of these days. First you had Super Mario Brothers, which was centered on moving through stages while jumping on enemies and platforms, hence the genre name. Platformer. Oh, look here, I'm breaking fucking ground. But Miyamoto designed the game on running quickly on a horizontal plane and getting through stages as fast as possible. Sonic was adapted from this, and it was really an amped up Mario in every sense. Sonic was faster, more dynamic, and even had a cooler personality. And that's what helped him stand out. Lots of platformers at the time didn't take improvement over the formula and identity into account. The whole premise to Sonic was to take what was already created and expand upon that. And it worked. Obviously, because there's more games. Unfortunately, doing the same thing over and over and over can get real tiresome, so Sega and Sonic Team decided to up the ante as games progressed, including adding minigames, Chaos Emeralds, and new characters. Sega went even as far to create a fighting game. It wasn't until the Dreamcast that Sonic was introduced into 3D with Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. Some fans dropped off at Sonic 3, and a bunch of other fans dropped off after Sonic Adventure 2.
Most of us lost hope after games like Sonic 06, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic and the Secret Rings, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic and the Werewolf happening.
If your franchise can have 4 poorly received games in a row, you'd think you would cease to exist. Legend of Zelda had a single game that wasn't well received, and I think it might have actually caused the San Andreas Fault to open up and swallow an entire Chipotle. That wasn't the case for the Blue Blur, as Sonic Generations was released. Generations had it all. Classic stages, 2D, 3D, platforming for fans of either game, fantastic music as usual, and it looked great. What was more important though was something that had been lacking in Sonic games for quite some time. General flow and the sense of speed. In fact, I would say that was the focus. Look how fast that Sonic is! Early Sonic games falter concerning momentum unless the stage is memorized. Generations brought something that was new, but it should never have been to the franchise, and that was momentum.
I'm here to go fast. Leave the memorization for school. Come here. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come on. Come here. Come here. Hey. Fucking nerds.
Sonic Generations, on the other hand, allows for better reaction timing compared to the Genesis-era Sonic games, which had a smaller frame of view. This larger frame meant reactions could be more thought out, but still required fast thinking due to the speed of the game. Because the player wouldn't have to continually stop to make sudden leaps or dodge enemies meant that Sonic's speed could continue at a consistent rate. This is the same reason why I prefer Tropical Freeze over any of the SNES Donkey Kong games. Screen size is a big factor when it comes to a game with a distinct rhythm for making jumps and predicting them. However, we're all not just a bunch of Rasputins. We're disputing and Rasputin around, and thank God, am I right? Because he didn't shower at all. He looked very dirty.
He also died!
Sometimes you just need a little extra space. Little, bit more, little bit more? Okay, perfect. Good. Send it out. Now, concerning the 3D stages, momentum is still held in high regard. The boost bar, for example, which isn't a new addition, is utilized to the fullest. Boosts can allow Sonic to reach new platforms and explore new parts of levels while still keeping a consistent speed, or better yet, achieving a faster velocity. Which, once again, is what Sonic is all about. Generations expands upon the boost ability by designing levels completely around the user's aptitude in using it, while not punishing them for not having the mechanic mastered. Even still, there are so many different places that the boost can be used. It can be even used unconventionally in order to get where the player wants to go, which adds extra depth to the mechanic. The 3D stages also take their pick of some other abilities Sonic has acquired over the years, including ducking, light dashing, and this one.
Hey, do you know what that thing is called? The thing where Sonic is like, whoop, and he just kind of down really quick.
Generations also shines in its general simplicity. All too often, franchises will say they're going back to the roots. This usually means a reboot of sorts while adding new mechanics. And I would say that's not going back to the roots, that's growing a whole new goddamn tree. Generations, on the other hand, does discard a lot of extra flack, which the Sonic games have been known to be bogged down on. Stuff like collecting emeralds, fishing, collecting emeralds, vertigo-inducing bonus stages, collecting emeralds, the Chow Garden, and collecting emeralds.
Where's that damn fourth Chaos Emerald?
Sonic Generations is multi-layered, but simple. Branching paths, collectibles, and an actual myriad of abilities allows the experience to stay as fresh as possible while still focusing on going fast. Most abilities are activated with a single button press, making it easy for players to adapt to its gameplay. After using them a couple times, a knee-jerk reaction to say, a line of rings is established. 3 courses later, some more rings are seen and they're in the same formation as before. Once again, the ability is quickly utilized due to the simplicity of its introduction and the ease of its execution. Underneath the different levels of coding, Sonic Generations is a simple pick up and play experience, and to be completely personal here, it's one of my favorites to play for small bursts alongside classics like Super Mario 64. Lastly, Sonic Generations has a great amount of replayability due to the simple inclusion of collectible art and music tracks, as well as the best times list connected through the internet. This turns Sonic Generations into more of a racing game than a platformer. So, hold on, Sonic Generations can start out a platformer and then easily transition into a racing game? Especially with all the speedrunning events throughout the year, you'd think this design choice would be more prevalent. Unlike games such as Metroid and Zelda, Sonic Generations allows for friends to try to beat times quickly without any research on any of this crazy shit. Sonic Generations is a fantastic experience for both veterans and newcomers to the Sonic franchise alike. With the perfection of Sonic mechanics in 2 perspectives alongside radical aesthetics and replayability all wrapped up to a delicious tortilla of simplicity, I'd say Sonic Generations is damn good.
What, you've never done behind the scenes?
How'd I end up in North Dakota? No. What's her name? What's Dakota? What's her name? Dakota Fanning. There we go. Dakota Fanning! I'm here to go fast. Leave the memorization for school. Fuck. Fucking nerds. Let's hope after games like Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic 06, Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic and the Black Knight, and Sonic the Werewolf one. What?